Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing? It is day 2 of Silaholics Anonymous Craft Business Awareness Month. Or just, I just realized that until Patrice said it, I completely forgot to put the hashtags on yesterday's video. So if you do any of the items or like the projects and things that I do during this entire month, the hashtag for, because it's the first year, so it's you can put either SACM, so Silaholics Anonymous Craft Month 1, so it's the first year, or you can do like the full one. Hashtag SAC BAM. So Silaholics, just like and you have to think of it like that. When you type in the hashtag, you have to go SAC BAM. So it's Silaholics Anonymous Craft Business Awareness Month. You can also put the 1. And then TPTM, the professor taught me. So you can do any of those. And of course, anything that you do with ink, especially if you're using Honestly Speaking ink, you want to use the hashtag InkCredible. So the hashtags for this month, again, SACM1. So that's Silaholics Anonymous Craft Month for the first year. Or SAC BAM. So Silaholics Anonymous Craft Business Awareness Month, Crafty Business Awareness Month. Or TPTM, the professor taught me. Or that could also be the professor would be made me. So that would be TPMM. But it's the professor taught me or InkCredible. So those are the hashtags. I'm going to post them in the comments also. So, and then also put which week it is. So combine that with like paper week, paper rosettes, or, whatever it is that you are making. So if you made the paper bows, put paper week, paper bows. But those are the hashtags. I can't believe I completely forgot about the hashtags. Thank you for Patrice for reminding me about my hashtags, because I got a whole list of them. So again, that is SACM1, so Silaholics Anonymous Craft Month 1, which means that's the first year. SAC BAM, Silaholics Anonymous Crafty Business Awareness Month. TPTM, the professor taught me, and InkCredible. Make sure you guys use the hashtags. All right, so as you can see on the screen, it is paper rosettes. So I'm going to get into that, do my little intro, and let you guys know exactly what they are, what they can be used for. So we will get started in 30 seconds. Hello, everybody. I am Shakia, the professor of Silaholics Anonymous and the product line, Honestly Speaking. And because I love what I do and I love teaching people crafty things, I created a whole month all about the things that I love to teach in my business, Silaholics Anonymous. And with Silaholics Anonymous, I do live videos. I have classes, boot camps, master classes, all in an effort to teach you guys how to use Silhouette Studio. It is the program that controls the Cameo machines, Portrait, Curio, Alpha, but it is a pretty decent standalone graphic design program. It is completely free 99. You just go to Silaholics, I always say that, Silhouette America's website and download the program. So just think of it as no different than your Illustrator, your Corel Draw, your Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, Inkscape, any of those. So if you are a Cricut user, you can still use the program to design in and then save it as an SVG and be able to cut with your Cricut machine. So just think of it as a almost did a big boo-boo again, talking with a mouthful of gum. So just think of it as a graphic designing program where you can design. You can go in and just size things to print. You can do a lot of graphic designing within it, like basic level graphic designing within the program. And that's all free. And if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade to the other versions, Designer, Designer Plus, or Business. They all unlock different features that can make it an easier flow. And it makes it quicker sometimes with designing certain things, but it doesn't affect like the major tasks that people use Silhouette for. But you can upgrade to any of the designer editions all the way up to business, but the base of it is free $99. So if you want to follow along whenever I'm doing anything Silhouette related, you can just go to silhouetteamerica.com, create an account, and download the program for free $99. So everything here won't be like directly related to the like machine, or I think actually almost everything I am going to use the program and the machine this month, somewhat. Definitely the program, because that's where I design and print from. So when we get into the sublimation stuff, and then actually next week is all vinyl, I got to use the machine to cut that. So I have been using a Cameo for about 7 years now, and the program, I am the original Silaholic. I had a Cricut before, and I know graphic design programs such as Illustrator and Corel Draw. When I came across Silhouette Studio, I just fell in love with it. So I am a Silaholic. Like, I was addicted to using it, so where I was not using Illustrator and Corel Draw as often, and I just found myself using it more and more and more. There were so many things that were much easier to do. So my goal is to teach you guys about using Silhouette Studio for your craft needs, whether it is for just a hobby, if it is your side hustle, or if you want to create a full-fledged business where you can leave. You know, eventually some people desire to leave their 9 to 5. You don't have to, but some people desire to leave their 9 to 5 and forge their own path in their own business and build their own empire and create generational wealth. So I'm here to help you do that if that is what you so desire. All right. So all this month, there are a bunch of different like themes every single day for the entire month. Crazy. This week is all paper week. So yesterday we did paper bows. We're going to do paper rosettes today. Tomorrow is 3D purses and designer handbags. Then there are bookmarks, regular ones and some print and cut ones. We're going to do explosion boxes on Thursday, 3D boxes on Friday, and the 3D letters with print and cut on Saturday, with an actual extended class to do oversized ones, and where you guys can talk to me like in real time and ask questions and all that kind of good jazz. Then there is a vinyl week, t-shirt week, sublimation week, which leads up to my very special day. As you can see that logo there, it is HS Ink Day. Honestly speaking, day HS Ink Day, HHHS Ink Day. We're going to be totally and completely incredible on that day, but for the entire month, we are going to unlock our creativity and think outside the box on how you can use Silhouette Studio and different craft things. All right. And then the last week is party decor and favor month, because I was an event planner once upon a time. Once upon a time, not long ago, I used to make parties. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. Let me not let out the bars. You know, I got bars. We're not gonna let those out right now. But yeah, so that is party favors and decor week. So it is I tell you, this month is jam-packed. You don't want to miss anything. So make sure you come back, and I will post on Sunday all of the links for the week. So you can go on there, set your reminders, tell a friend, tag a friend, hit share it in a group, share with a friend, and let them know that this month is on and popping. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I'm going to show you guys some of the ways I've used paper rosettes. I thought I had more pictures on my Instagram, but I am horrible. Absolutely horrible when it comes to posting to social media. I'm going to tell you that now. Like, for my business side, I was horrible. But there we go. So let me go ahead and make that a little bit bigger so that you can see. So you can somewhat see it, a little peekaboo right behind it. And from that picture, those look so great. And then there it is. And I was talking about this earlier. They did not have it in the budget to get a full-on backdrop. My friend asked me, hey, what can I do about this god-awful wall back here? Or its door. It's like their storage door. So we just kind of covered it up with a few paper rosettes just to kind of break that up. And there was actually another wall that had some also, because originally it was supposed to fill this entire thing. But we ended up having to put some somewhere else. It was by food or something like that. So we ended up taking some of them off, but it still worked out great. And you're going to see how I made these big, big, pretty ones without a lot of work. And they are spray painted. So the material that I use, you can spray paint it to change them into different colors. And then there you can kind of see that there. And kind of see it peekabooing there. And then there is another one on here from a different baby shower. There we go. And there we go for that one. And you can really put a whole lot on there if you would like. I probably could have moved some of those up some, but I also use it so you can layer them. This is a 3-part. Well, actually, this is 1, 2, 3-part one here. And then the little, it had a centerpiece in the middle. I designed these in, actually, I don't think these are designed in, yeah, these are designed in Silhouette Studio. Yes, they were. And they were print and cuts. So that's those. These are printed. So because you can't find paper rosettes that have like the certain prints on them, you can create your own. So I ended up printing these out. So this was a giraffe print and I was able to make it blue. And then some blue zebra. So able to print those out and then create custom rosettes also. So I'm going to show you guys how I was able to accomplish that and have it match the rest of the decor because I hand painted these bottles. Let's see, can I have a close-up of the bottles? Yeah, see, I hand painted, those are actual baby bottles. And I hand painted that because she told me how the cake was going to be. So putting that into the rosettes and then the rest of the decor. All right, so that's what we are going to learn today. So to make the paper rosettes, there's a couple of things that you can do. You can use regular cardstock, regular colored cardstock, which, here we go. And when I do these, I normally use my scoreboard. So if you are a crafter and you don't have a scoreboard, you definitely want to get one. This was the, is this one a Martha Stewart's or this one's a Recollections? I have the, not Recollections. We are memory keepers. They have one too that's big. And then I also have the one that has like everything to it, but you only get like 6 inches of this. And it's not like 6 inches isn't enough. They should at least give like 8.5. So you can put 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper on it. But I like the regular 12 by 12 cutting mat, scoring board. So you just take your bone folder and you just go straight down. And I'm going to show you how to do that because we're going to do that with the printed ones. So you can use regular cardstock. You can print off cardstock, which like I did with that one. So you would print that off and then, you know, do the splits in it. If you don't have one of these, you definitely can use the Cameo machine to do it for you. It is going to cut into it. There is no scoring blade for the Cameo. Now, if you are a Cricut user and you want to try this, you can do this with Cricut as well. And like at the Maker, and they have a scoring blade. You can use that to create your score marks if you don't have a scoring board to make sure that they're nice and even. I'm going to show you how to use Silhouette Studio to create those even spaces. And you can also, for the big ones, this is like the most important, like the greatest part of these, all those big ones, some that you probably would have never thought to use. These are temporary, like the paper shades, like temporary shades. They are paper shades. They are already accordion fold for you. It's super, super long. As you can see, they are 36 inches by 72. So you are able to cut these to whatever size. So if you want some that are smaller, you'll cut them in like 6 inches. You can cut them to where it fans out and it's 12-inch section. It'll be really, really big. So you can cut these down to size, and these paints, like you can spray paint them. Just kind of pull it out, lay it out, spray paint. You can spray paint the whole thing. This does take a lot of spray paint though, because it is paper. So it does take quite a bit of spray paint to cover it up. But the joy of it is you really only have to spray paint one side. You don't have to do both because of how you're going to form it. The back can stay solid. But this is what I use to create my big ones, where I don't have to, like, because I could not imagine going through and accordion folding all of those. That's team too much, and that's team not gonna happen, Captain. So this is my secret weapon for paper rosettes. It is, and these are from, I got these from Home Depot, but they do have them at like different hardware stores. I'm pretty sure you can probably find them on Amazon too if you don't want to go into stores. I probably should have looked for them on Amazon so that I can give you guys a link, because I am an Amazon partner, so I have affiliate links for that. I'll look for it. Y'all come back to this video. I'll put it in the comments, the direct link, if I find these on Amazon. But this is my secret weapon for those. All right. And then this is a gray, and then this is a white. If you need it black, they do have black. It's really hard to find the black ones, but they do have black. And these are not expensive at all. This whole long thing is $5, $4.97 plus tax. So $5 plus tax for these. And they also, like, if you're going to do a lot of them, when I was real active in doing this, Home Depot used to look at me like, really? They have a 6-pack that's like $14 or something like that. 14 bucks, I think somewhere in there. It's a 6-pack. I used to go and just snatch all of them up because I used to do these a lot. Like these were like, was that 2014? But you can still use them. I've had people even ask about them, and they're great for backdrops, especially craft rooms and things like that. You want to kind of create a backdrop. If you want to get into doing videos, want like a little cute backdrop and stuff like that, you definitely can use paper items like this. All right. So I'm going to, and then with this, they're really easy to cut. Just need an X-Acto knife to cut them, or just any type of sharp blade. And you size it to whatever size you want and cut it up. It's already pleated for you, so you don't have to worry about doing the accordion fold for it. So I'm going to open this one up so that I can move over to cut it. Now, once again, I turned on my heat press for all of like 30 seconds, wasting electricity. I know I'm bad, but someone asked earlier, and I'm like, what can I do where I can like somewhat show sublimation, or just someone wanted to know about which laminate. And I really don't ever use my laminate pouches because I have it on a roll. So I said, you know what? I normally would just print and cut it. You don't have to use sublimation unless maybe sublimation is like your only like high quality type printer. But I figured I will use sublimation and make the centerpieces for these, like the printed ones that I'm going to put HS ink on. So look at that. Look at that. So you can kind of see how it would form. And look at how big and pretty that is. So yeah. And it already has adhesive on it and everything. So you can create them with this. And so with them, so I'm not sure if you can kind of tell this. Let me see if I can turn to the side. You see how it's like it's bigger. Like the way that it forms, it's like it's not a tight like peak and valley. So this way it would end up, because it's so big, the bigger it is, the more sections you need. So this is kind of flared out, but if you you'll see where I'll use smaller ones and it'll be a lot tighter. So that's one of the tricks with this too. So if you're doing them really big, you're going to need more sections for it to come back around so that it looks more like, so instead of it being so flared out, they will look like this. You see how now you can actually see the peaks and valleys. So instead of trying to pull this all the way around, it would be like a section like this, and this is half, and then there will be another half on the bottom so that these have a nice pleat to it and it's not so spread out. So the bigger you get, the bigger you want them, the more you have to. So like if I do this kind of small, see now, see, look, this is smaller. And if I still pull it down the same way it was before, see, I still, even up here, I mean, they're too tight. So this would be too many. Like I would have to like take away a run of it. If I was doing something like, if I was doing this one and they were all individual, I would have to take away a run so that it's nice and even and the pleats are even. But you can see smaller, it doesn't flare out as much. But the bigger you go, oh, come on, come down. Oh, see, this isn't even going to go because it's too big, but the pleats, see, they're starting to flatten out. So you'll figure that out, like as you play around with it, like how many you need to kind of make them have nice, even pleats. All right, so that's the secret weapon right there. All right, we're going to, if you want to have your machine cut them, I'm going to show you how you can create even splits in them. Or you could get, like I said, you can use your scoreboard. All right, let's go ahead and go back over to my, oops, let's go here. All right, these are from yesterday. What are you still doing here? Goodbye. All right, so if I was just doing, I've already printed this, so let's just make a duplicate just in case. I'm just going to make this white just so that I can see. And I'm going to actually move it off to the side. So this is a just 11 by 17 paper. I could have the score lines go and then I could cut it with my paper cutter. So to make the lines even, there are technically two ways that you can do this. These are tools that you probably have not really used before. If you have used your transform tool for alignment or your alignment tool, let me know if you use it often, or hey, to say, I don't use my alignment tool. Let me know in the comments if you use your alignment tool often when you are designing. So two ways that it can be done. I'm going to first just make a line, right? I'm going to make it bigger than the box. And then I'm going to select it and go up to my alignment. There's one here. There's also the one on this side. The icon looks exactly the same. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to pull this over here. And we're going to align it to the left, right? We're going to take this one and we're going to make 11 duplicates. So I like to use Alt to click 1, that's 2, 3. Ooh, my nose. Actually, that's considered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's the 11th one. I'm going to select this side and that last line and align that to the right. Then we're going to drag and select all of the top ones. So everything is here. You don't want the box, right? And you're going to go right here, spacing, and you're going to space horizontally. You now have 11 even runs. If you wanted to do them at 1/2 inch, you could basically double this up and it will be at every 1/2 inch. You're going to create that line. And once you kind of have it, you don't need the end ones. So we don't need that. I'm going to select this. So let's group this together and I'm going to center it to the page, right? Of course, we have to have our page set to 11 by 17 or 8.5 by 11, whatever size you want, whatever size paper you're going to put on there. When you go to, well, first we're going to select these. You can do it really, really light. You can even set this up as an SVG, but you can do this in Cricut Design Space also. Same concepts, make a box and then, arrange them. But for these top ones, we're going to ungroup it. Perforated lines are kind of made better with, to no score lines, you'll just use perforated lines, just so that it's not one straight cut. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to choose this one that's a little bit more spread out. You can use the ones that's a lot tighter together. You can use that. I don't do mine very deep, so you can use that, but that is going to be a lot of doot, 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 doot. So I don't recommend this unless you want to be there all day waiting for it to cut through those. So if you're going to use it, I recommend using a much wider dash line. Still will take forever. That's why it's good to have several tools, and it's best to have a scoreboard, because this will still, even though the machine will do it for you, loading the paper, letting it cut all of these dash lines is no bueno, not fun at all. And there is a scoring one for the Curio, but not for the other ones. I haven't tried to use that one inside the Cameo machine, but the tip of it is so, it's very wide. So I don't think it would give me the desired look I'm looking for, like when I use a scoreboard to have just a nice straight line. But you can send it to cut just like that. And when you go to send, you would select the line and make that no cut, and then just let it cut those lines. You can also automatically have it cut it down. So if you wanted them to be 6-inch pieces, you could put a line across and have it cut those also, or just use your regular cutting mat or cutting your paper trimmer, paper cutter. But that's how you can set that up there. The other way to set it up would be, which we actually don't need this one, if you have never used your replicate tool. How many people have used their replicate? It's the one that looks like a little bug right here. So you're going to go there and you're going to come up to this second icon right here, Advanced Replicate. You do have to have Designer Edition or above for that. So I'm going to go back down to the basic version. And if I'm not mistaken yet, you're going to lose that one. Oh, no, actually, no, you can still do it. I thought it was a Designer Edition. In the old version, that used to be a Designer Edition or above function to be able to use the Advanced Replicate, but now you can use it. So that's pretty cool. So see, the free version has a lot of great stuff. So I'm going to go here and I need 11 more. So I'm going to put 11. And then we're going to go to, this will tell it right, left, down. So this will be single ones. But I'm going to go to right here, and it's going to tell me my X offset, my Y. X goes horizontally and Y goes vertically. So I would make this 1, and then I'm going to tab it down, hit tab on my keyboard, and then I'm going to hit replicate, and then it would give me 11 across. So I would already have those. So that's another way to do it also, is to just use the replicate. Only reason why I showed it the first way is because I thought that this was only for Designer Edition or above, but it's in the free version. So this would be the easier way to do it. I showed this way because I thought that free didn't have this option, but everyone does. So definitely try to utilize your replicate function. All right, and it'll do the same thing. So she says, can you do perforated lines with Designer Edition? So you can do it with any version. You just select it, and up here for the line style, you're just going to use the dash lines. And also, when it comes to, once you go to cut this, I'm going to move this out of the way. Once you go to cut this, I recommend not using like you're going to cut through cardstock. So whenever I do perforated lines, I don't really want them to be very deep. I just want them to be there so that I know where to fold at. So for me, I go and I make it like literally a very low blade, like a blade of 1, maybe 2. My force, I don't want really any force. So I'm going to take that down to like a 5 or a 6. And my speed, I'm going to take it up. The lower the speed, the more it's, the slower the speed, the more it's going to dig into your paper. So I'll take that sucker up On my 2 and things like that, you really only have like to 10. So it's up to 10. So I'll have it normally like a 7 or an 8, just so it doesn't go too fast. So it does kind of, go through it a little bit, and it doesn't make them where they're really, really deep, just enough to score the paper where I can fold it. So those are some tips with creating perforated lines, whether it's for this. You're going to see this technique come up again when I am making my boxes. I separate it and I change my perforated lines to a much, much lighter cut so that I don't really see them when I fold it. It's not a deep gash. So you're going to really, really see that when I do the favor boxes. All right. She says, wow, can you please do that again where you change from designer to basic? Oh, so that is up here. If you have to have business edition in order to do that. So you're going to go up here to help. And then where it says view in, you can show what they are in any of the versions. So you can go to standard, designer, designer plus, or business. And then you'll get all of your icons back for that. I have used the replicate tool several times in the last few days, but prior to that, not much at all. She says they don't use it. I use it all the time. I guess that was the transform. Don't know what I would do without it. Yes, I love my transform panel. They said don't use the transform panel. I don't use it often. So yeah, y'all got to get into using all of your tools and things within Silhouette Studio. I don't like Silhouette's way of scoring. Those small cuts look awful. My Cricut is better for scoring it because they have a scoring blade. Silhouette doesn't have an actual thin scoring blade, but the way that I do mine, I really like, I barely see those lines. I may do one of them just that you can kind of see it, but you really don't see it that much. All right, so that's that one. And I'm going to set up the ones to print for the centerpieces of this. So once you put these together, you have to glue them together. You can't just put glue in the middle, which you will see me do. But if you want to kind of cover that up, you can create, whether it's a star, you can put the bows that we made yesterday to cover it up, a circle, a triangle. You can put anything to cover it up. I'm just going to keep it real simple and do circles. And then depending on your design, it can be very small just to barely cover it up, or it can be really, really big. So maybe in the center of it, you have just a really big circle. And let's say if you're doing this for business, it could have hashtags, it can have your logo, which I'm going to put mine on my logo. So we're going to go file, open, and then let's go up here and type in honestly speaking. And let's open up this one. All right, copy and paste this over here. Don't need this to be this big. So we're going to make this, let's lock it in place and make it a 2-inch circle. And then enter. So let's do two 2-inch ones, and then let's do, let's just do a 6-inch circle. And I'm going to print this to my 11 by 17, my 13 by 19 paper, but I'm going to cut my 11 by 17. So let's go 13 by 19. Now, I could say, what the heck? Why are you going? I am on none. Why are you going to 12 instead of 13? Okay, there we go. I'm going to use sublimation for this only because someone asked about using laminate. So I'm going to laminate this and then sub to it, but it's not a requirement. You can just use regular matte paper, glossy paper, just print to regular paper and then cut it. But I'm going to do it this way. This is also a little bit better than doing print and cut too. So 13 by 19, we're going to put this here. I'm going to put that one, our 6-inch one. And then I'm going to make a circle that is 2 inches. And then another circle. Ooh, oh, no, don't do that. That is 6 inches. Because I'm going to pull my Silaholics Anonymous logo into that. So merge and Silaholics Anonymous. Oops. So Silaholics Anonymous stacked. And just so I know where to put this, I'm going to give this a little border. So I'm going to do an internal offset. And I'm going to turn this one to purple. And this one, actually, let's spread that back out just a little bit. And I'm going to do another internal offset on that one and make that a little bit smaller. This front one, we're going to make that one white. And this middle one, I am going to sample the teal color in here, just so that I know exactly where to put this. Feel like there should be something else on here, but hey, it is what it is. All right. Oh, I should have put my shop.silaholics. Ooh, I know what I can put on this big one. Ooh, hold on. Let's go. File, open. I'm open up. Wait, I'm really testing Silhouette Studio right now. Hopefully it does not shut down on me because I am really testing its patience. Ungroup. And copy. Paste. All right, let's do the same thing. Let's do an internal offset. And I do an internal because the outside is the exact size I need it to be. I need it to be, I need for it to be 6 inches. So I do internal offsets. So this, let's sample the pink. And then let's make this one the yellow. And we're going to do another internal offset and make that the cyan. And then let's do another internal offset and make that one white. This is not going to look right on this. Oh, I have a white one. I would say this is not, this is going to look kind of crazy on this gold background, but that's okay. All right, there. And I probably should have added a little drippy drip to this. So let me pull my drip out. I got drip for sale. I got drip for sale. Technically, I do. I have, honestly speaking, sublimation paper and ink. So I do have drip for sale. Yeah, I'm just going to do the one. All right. There we go. So that's my 6-inch one. We're going to go ahead and group that together. I actually probably should make ungroup. Make this outside one just a little bit bigger, just so that I have a little overlappy and group, since I'm going to sub it. And let me just make another 6-inch circle. All right, so I don't need that one. So there's that one. You're going to add you up here and send that to the back. Group. Lock. 6, enter. And I want to put the hashtag on there. Hashtag Silaholics Craft Month 1. Oops, 1. Let's go over here. And lemon milk. Or is it this one? And make that the purple. Oops. The purple color. No fill color. I mean, no line color. Ooh, let's put the other hashtag on top. Let's put that up there. Oh, come on. Don't freeze on me. And then on the bottom, in teal, the professor taught me. Hashtag TPTM. All right. So those are my two. We're going to group that. We're going to add that to this so that it can print. So I'm going to go ahead and send that. I'm going to just move these down some. I'm going to send these to the printer. File, print. I'm going to send it to my sublimation printer. Preferences, 13 by 19. I've gone over my settings before. I have a full video. If you are new here, I have a full video showing my print settings. Plain paper, bright white, set to quality, quiet mode on, custom advanced, Adobe RGB 1.8, -5 for density, high speed, mirror checked, maintenance, thick paper and envelope, -10 density, and we're going to hit OK. Okay, and I'm going to send that back. Wait, did I choose 13 by 19? Yes, I did. Send that bad boy to print. And then we're going to set up everything else, all right? Okay. This whole time, my glue gun was not on. Why is my glue gun not turning on? Okay. I had to squeeze the handle. All right. I have to wait for that to print. And once that starts printing, I'm going to change over the camera and grab my cardstock so that I can cut it. Let me set up my cut for my cardstock. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to take this back down. I'm going to go turn my machine to Cameo. I am using a 12 by 24 inch mat. The paper that I'm going to use is 11 by 17. And this is my 6-inch circle. I need 1, 2, 3 of these. And my 2-inch circle. I need a few of those. So I don't know how many I need. I'm just going to throw a bunch of them on the page. Although I don't think I need that many. Oh, but I need some for the back of this. So I will do these and make some of them a little bit bigger just so that it cuts anyway. Because I do need some a little bit bigger for the back of the paper rosettes. All right, so that's ready to cut. I'm going to plug in my Cameo and we're going to cut this first, and then we will put together some rosettes. All right, I am setting up my machine. If you guys have any questions, feel free to go ahead and post those questions while I get the machine set up. Ooh, what happened to that? I'm going to get my machine set up and I'm going to move the camera. So if you have any questions, feel free to post your questions. Let's see. Yes, it is very much so easier just to use a scoreboard. Definitely is easier to use one. That's why I said everyone should have a scoreboard in their arsenal. There's no such thing as a dumb question on my platform. When you just change the size of your logo, can we use that on fonts as well? Like if I wanted the name to be 3 inches instead of dragging the box out. So technically, yes, but you cannot do it in font mode because there's always extra around it. You would need to convert it to path first. And as soon as I get this camera set up, I'll show you what I mean. Just got to get this all situated. All right. Let's lock this camera into place. Whoa. And Houston, we have a problem. I just dropped my camera and my ring light off of the tripod. All right. Feel free to post questions while I take care of these technical difficulties. But I will answer your question, Sandra, in just a second. I don't know how I turned this the wrong way, but I just dropped my entire ring light and camera off of my tripod. Jesus. Don't understand how I did that. All right, let's see. Let's tilt you forward and righty tighty lefty loosey. Why did you come loose? Because I definitely was screwing it in. Ew, that's what she said. Well, that's what he said. Okay. Don't know what's going on with my tripod. and my ring light. It's like it is, I don't know. Maybe it's time for a new one. I think it might be time for a new one because for some reason, oh, come on. It's not twisting up at all. Yep, I think it's broken out of there. All right, let me see if I can get this to go back on. Okay, I think I got it to go. All right. And alrighty. I need a new ring light stand because that messed up. Alrighty. So for the question as far as design, like changing the size of it. So you see how I did this one. So I'm going to ungroup it and we're going to come here. So this is just my, if it's just text, you're going to do here, right? To size it up in the box. I'm going to make a duplicate of this. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to go and make the box. So here, you would take this and make it, let's say 3 inches. While you're in text mode, you really can't like size it there. You can go to your scale because it's not going to come up here. It is in text mode. So if you go to the transform panel and go to scale, which is the line that's like this, you can lock it in place and you can tell it you want the height to be 3. All right. Now, I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to convert it to path. And I'm going to make this one 3 as well. You see the difference between the two? So while it is in text mode, you cannot just take it to 3. All text, when it's in text mode, has extra space here at the top and at the bottom to account for tall letters and hanging letters. So all fonts have it. Some fonts have more space than others. So this is saying 3, but it is not measuring 3. If you want it to stay in text mode where you can go in and change it, you have to make a box, make that box 3 inches in height. Doesn't matter the width, just make the box 3 inches in height. Put your text at the top or bottom of that, and then pull it down. We'll kind of put it in the middle, and you're going to be around 3 inches there. So this is probably around, well, this is like around 3 inches, but here on the side, it says 5.371 because it has all that extra around it. But when you want to stay in text mode, this is what you have to do. Now, if I go and convert this to path, I'm at 3.053. So really close to 3 inches. Yes, I will add the scoreboard to my Amazon link. All right. I'm doing decorations for our family reunion this weekend. I think I might try this, putting family. Oh my gosh, Terry, please do it and please post it. Oh my gosh, that would be a frigid amazing. That would be awesome. Please do it and post it if you do it. All right, so I'm going to go over to the camera. You are very welcome. All right, so we're going to just try and prep all this other stuff. That way we can come back and do the rosettes. So you guys know I do all the prep stuff first, and then we do the actual craft. Oh, you know what I forgot to grab? Paper out of the printer. So let me grab a piece of paper out of the, you know what? Oh yeah, I need white because I'm going to sub to it. So I do need some white paper. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I'm going to submate to this. Okay, so now, if you're doing this, Terry, or anyone else, you don't have to sublimate. I'm only doing it because I want to use sublimation in some way, shape, or form, and someone asked about the laminate sheets. So I want to show it with the, you know what? I should probably laminate it first because then I'm going to have to cut it again. I'll just cut it again. So I'm going to just put this on here. I use Cricut mats. Even with my silhouette, I use Cricut mats. You do have to calibrate it in order for it to line up properly. I do have a video on how to do that. So I'm just going to put this down. You load your mat to the back of the colored line. And if you're using a mat, your roller needs to be all the way to the right. All right, we're going to put that in there. I'm going to hit load mat. Move all this stuff from behind it because it will hit it and knock it off track. I'm going to move this over so that my camera is technically not in the way. Hold on. And the mat can flow freely. All right, so pull that right there. Move this up some so that it doesn't hit anything behind it. And I'm going to send this to cut. All right, we're going to go send. I'm going to set my blade. I never pay attention to anything that's at the top because I set my own settings. So I'm going to set my blade to 6, my force to 27 and 28, my speed 5, and I always do 2 passes on cardstock because that's just how I roll. All right, and then I'm going to come over here. This is a Cameo 2. So you have to change the blade manually on this one. And so I'm going to just check it to make sure it's on 6. So you have to turn the knob, take out the blade, check it. It's on 5. I'll put it in here. You line the red dot up with the arrow that's there and turn it to the 6. Put it back in. I always make sure that my blade is down by putting my index finger underneath the locking mechanism, put my thumb on top of the blade and push down to make sure that it is fully seated, and then I lock it in place. Or if it's the auto blade one, same thing, and then push it into place. So that's how I do that. And then I'm going to hit send. need to get business edition. I love my silhouette. We do have the link on in the description of this video. It is an affiliate link. It'll take you to Swing Designs to purchase it. I do believe it is still $60, which is kind of like their regular price, but it's a sale price compared to Silhouette's $99. So maybe that's off. I've been using Cricut mats. So yeah, you can use Cricut mats, but you have to calibrate them to set them up properly to cut properly. This is totally off today's subject, but I followed your peekaboo shirt video the other day and my shirt turned out great. Is there anywhere I can post, like we can post our creations inspired by your videos? So any of our Facebook pages. So I have 2 Facebook pages, Silaholics Anonymous and Honestly Speaking, or in our Facebook groups. So we have Facebook pages and Facebook groups. My Facebook group is Silaholics Anonymous, Silhouette Help, and the other one is Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. So since that was a sub shirt, I would say post it to one of the Honestly Speaking platforms. And Terry, you can make the circles as big or as small as you need them to be. Yeah, the other machines move a lot slower, which to me makes them a lot quieter. The ones that move really, really fast, those suckers are loud. Yeah, these, I'll show you. Hold on. All right, let's make sure that everything cut out, although I can see clear through there, so it should have cut out. Yep. Unlike yesterday, when it tried to play me and didn't want to cut out, that cut out perfectly. Uh-oh. So I probably should have laminated it first and then cut it, but I didn't. I'm going to just cut it afterwards, so I'm going to unload. But it would probably be better to laminate it beforehand. And I'm also going to show you one of these. Oh, I have to cut the side down. And it's okay. So I'll show you how the perforated lines look. All right, so I'm going to go back to here, design. Is it on this one? Hey, what happened to my lines? All right, got to make my lines over again. I didn't know I deleted them. All right. So to do that again, if you missed it the first time, I'm going to make a straight line. And I'm going to go over to transform. I'm sorry, not transform, replicate. I'm going to go to the middle one, which has the plus sign. I'm going to put 11. I'm going to go to the arrows and put 11 here. I'm going to put 1 here because I want my lines to be every 1 inch. and replicate. I'm going to select them, group them together, and center them to page so that it's right. It lines up with the edge because it's 11 by 17 paper. And then I'm going to ungroup, go to send, set everything to no cut, and then select my middle ones and make those cut. Oops, I forgot one. I'm going to make those cut and go back to design because I forgot to make them perforated lines. There we go. I'm going to go to send, and I'm going to take this down to 1. My force, I'm going to bring that all the way down to like no more than 5. My speed, I want it to go super fast. I only need it to be 1 pass. And I'm going to let this score this one. And we're going to go back to here. Take it out. Turn it to 1. And then send. I always use mine. I always, for paper crafting, you definitely need to use your mat. I always use mine. If you're using like heat transfer vinyl, adhesive vinyl, sticker paper, anything where you're going to do what's called a kiss cut, you don't have to use a mat, but I typically always use mine. Have you tried cutting the faux leather on Silhouette Cameo, like for earrings? No, I haven't. I've never cut the faux leather. Any tips on cleaning your mat? I use the awesome spray from the Dollar Tree, and I just spray it on there. I wipe it down with a paper towel, and then it's back sticky in seconds. I'll use that when it's like it really needs to be clean, but if it's kind of like it's not too bad, I use disinfectant wipes. And the only reason why I really stopped using disinfectant wipes is because in the midst of COVID, we didn't want to waste, Lysol. But I used to like when the pandemic hit, I wasn't really affected by like the whole not having wipes because I kept so many of them because I use them in my craft room. And I normally clean my mats with disinfectant wipes. Or you can use the awesome spray. I have a vinyl system cutter that will work with Silhouette Studio Business Edition Education. So depending on which one it is, you can't cut directly from Silhouette Studio to them unless you have the GrafTech CELTE. But you can design, save, and then open up that SVG in your design program for your bigger cutter. I don't know why it's cutting like out of order. That's so weird. So this, I need to cut it on my paper trimmer, but it's scored just enough to where I can see where to grab it and then go straight down. So it just barely cuts the paper enough to where I know where to score it. But the scoring board is a whole lot better. But I'll go through cutting this in a moment. All right. Oh wait, I'm not sure you guys even saw that. So see, you can barely see them at all. I mean, you're going to see, because it is cut and this was color, so you will somewhat see that, but they don't stand out like really, really deep cuts because it is a very, very shallow cut, which they're hard to see though, to kind of get it going. When you cut it that shallow, they are a little bit hard to see, but once you get that first one, doing the rest is not so. There's actually another cut line in between these two. And then there's one that's in the middle of this right there. And that's right on that perforated line. So it made it folding, if it folded in and creased nicely because there is a perforated line underneath there. All right, but I'm going to show you all those cuts in just a moment. All right, let me grab my laminate. This is the 3 mil, because this is the Scott's brand. So we're going to sublimate these circles using the laminate method, and then we're going to put the paper rosettes together. Oh, let me get to the other side so that I can get to the heat press. Ooh, let me move this one. That one belongs to my mama. Can't mess up her. And this is the other ones. Can't be messing up her ring light with heat. So let me move this out of the way. Oh man, I had this on too long. So I have to turn it off. Oh. Turn it off, turn it on. It's going to tell me to turn off the power here. It's been on too long and I didn't use it. So wasted electricity. Let me grab my parchment paper. So there we go. Turn off main switch. Turn that back on. I'm going to take this and split it in half. Can I get both of these on here? Nope, I cannot. I'm going to try to put the laminate. And then there is a dull side or like a rough side and a shiny side. The shiny side goes up. And let's just slide y'all in there. We're going to press these to the paper. I'm just going to press that for a few seconds. And then what I do with my sub print. You can cover yours. I left a little bit off the top. So you can cover yours up if you want, but if my heat press is coated, so it does a really good job of making that flat. It doesn't stick to it. So now that's on there. I'm going to cut these away. And this is what I was saying, where I should have laminated it first and then cut it. Oh, wait. Why am I cutting through my darn parchment paper? And I'm going to leave a little bit around it while I sublimate it. All right. So again, if you are just watching, you don't have to do this. Someone just asked about using the laminate to sublimate. So I'm just showing, she asked what's the best laminate. They all work pretty much the same. So I'm just showing that for someone earlier that asked about the laminate. So I'm going to take this and put this down on here, lining it up. I'm going to use some heat tape. And that's why I left a little bit of it so I didn't have to put it on my paper. I'm going to put it to the laminate. Flip that over. Grab the next one. Now the laminate will make this curl. You may want to sit it under something so that it flattens back out, because when you put it on your rosette, I mean, you can use glue to help keep it down, but it'll be a little bit harder to get it to stay flat because of the laminate shrinking on it. And then you can always kind of like either press the other side or even put laminate on the other side also. All right, so let's put those two there. And then I'm going to do the two small ones. So this is a method also, like, I mean, you don't have to use it just for this. This is how I make posters. The printers, I like the color on it too, but if I want to get a full 13 by 19 all the way to the edge, I use this, well, no, I use 12 by 18 paper, and I will sublimate it using a 13 by 19, but I make posters because the colors, I'm not gonna lie, the colors do pop a little bit more using sublimation versus the pigment ink for the poster, like versus like the glossy paper. So I use this same method where I will laminate the paper and then put the sub print on it and make posters. Same exact method. And we do sell the heat tape on our website. We will eventually have the dispensers, but the heat tape is currently on the website. All right, all ready to go. Just to keep this down because it's curling so much, I'm going to tape these two sides down just so that I can get them under there without it curling too much. Push those bad boys in, press this for 30 seconds, and we will have our toppers for this. I'm going to move my silhouette back because we don't need that anymore. I don't need the gray ones. "30 seconds to perfection." And then now I can, what did I do with my scissors that fast? Cut around it to cut it out. And this can go off. All of that for 30 seconds. Sometimes I wish it took longer because then I turn my heat press on for no reason for 30 seconds. I could have used my easy press, but it's just so much easier to just put it in there and let it just do its thing. Definitely should have heat prepped me too. I definitely should have shrink wrapped it. Not shrink wrapped it. What is this thing called? Laminated it before. Before I cut it. There we go. Because now I got to cut this out. That's my centerpiece. Look at that. And even look at, I like the fact that there's a little, what's name? It looks like stained glass. Look at the pink on the laminate part. You can see my hands through it. It looks like stained glass. Get off my fingers. And you actually don't have to use, since I had to cut this anyway, I technically did not have to cut it first since I had to cut it out anyway. I could have just laminated the paper, subbed it, and then cut out the circles because, yeah, I got to cut around it anyway. So I could have also done it that way. I'm only going to cut out one of my small ones. Not going to cut them both out because that just takes up time. So here are all my little centerpieces that I'm going to glue to the front side of my rosettes. All right, so that part is done. Yay! All right, let's head over to the other, what's this thing called? The other camera, and put these rosettes together. All right, let's just move my microphone right there. Before I use my scoring mat for that, my scoring board, I'm going to cut this down. So I'm going to cut these down to, I'm going to use this cutting mat just because it's here. And let's cut them down to, do I want to do 6 inches? Yeah, so let's do maybe 6 inches so it's not too big. It's going to take several cuts to get through it because you're going through several layers of paper. And I'm going to do one more because 2 should get me where I'm fully around with and have good pleats. Using a ruler is your best option to make sure that your line stays straight because this thing is starting to wobble on me. Okay, let me see. Actually, probably for the 6 inch, actually, yeah, I didn't even need 2 of them. So that's literally how easy it is to form it. And then this one comes with an adhesive strip, so you don't have to hot glue it. So we're going to take this off, have them meet, press it together, and this one is technically done. That quick. All you had to do was cut it. And if you spray paint it, it's so pretty. All right. I'm going to glue it together so that it stays together and you can put your centerpiece on it. And I need to grab the glue gun. So give me just a moment to hopefully not break my neck and get to where my glue gun is. Whoa. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. I know it blacked out. It's my hand. All right. So I put one on the back to hold it together. Actually, I don't need you. All right. I do need a piece of parchment paper so that my glue doesn't get on my table. So I'm going to put some glue on the inside of this. I kind of squeeze it to... Seriously? Why are you not coming out? Seriously? All this time you did not heat up? What in the HE double hockey sticks? It was on low. Dang it. All right. Well, while this heats up, we're going to put together the other one. So, and they store nicely. So if you want to kind of put them away, because you can make it to where you don't glue it together and use like double-sided adhesive, or you want to pre-cut these. And oh Lord, oh my God, y'all saw all my junk. Jesus, I didn't even realize I turned the camera. Lord have mercy. But you can, I'll show you because it was messed up anyway. I'm like, y'all just saw all my little junk over there. Jesus, look at that. All my junk. But you can pre-cut them and store them flat. All right, let me now fix my camera because now I'm all over the place. There we go. And they're like that. Tape them together and they're stored. And to do them, you literally just hold it like this and it falls open. All right. So let's move this out of the way. And it's because my leg is dangling over this the cord, and I turned it and didn't realize it. Right, I'm about to do it again almost. All right. I'm gonna grab these, and I need to grab my cutting board so I can cut these down. And where is the purple one? So this was ones that I pre-cut from. All right, let me take my leg back over so that I don't mess up the camera. So this is one that I pre-cut. This was just regular 8.5 by 11. I cut off the 8 inch, the ½ inch, so it was 8 inches, and then I split it in half. So these are 5.5 by 8, and so I already pre-scored them and I already taped them together. So you're going to see me tape this one, but I already taped it. You tape it inside of each other. So see that these are two here, so you tape them like that. So you don't tape it where it's to each other. I tape it inside like that. All right, so now I am going to do this one, and I'm just going to tape it, the last one, just like this on the outside, the same way this one was. So let me grab my tape, which, where did that go? It was just sitting right here. Oh, it's in my face. So this is my 3M double-sided tape. I'm going to measure this out. And cut that off. Put my little piece of tape here. Take off the backing and adhere it to the other side. And this one is 6 runs of that paper, and it will fold down. Doesn't look like it will, but it actually will fold down the exact same way. Just kind of have to gather it, and it will fold down just not as easy, but it will fold down the same way. Just kind of push it down. Oh, come on. All right, I'm going to gather all the ends and try and get that to go inward. Come on. All right, I'm going to hold this side and then just flip and flip. Oh, come on. Why are you acting all funky? There we go. Oh, there's a piece in here that's bent out of place. There we go. So now that one's done. So you still fold it outward to get it to form. And I'm going to try to, alrighty. I'm gonna have to do that again. So hopefully my glue gun is heated, and then I'm gonna cut up the one that I printed. All right, so let's see if I can get this to, that way it was easier. All right, I'm gonna drop a little glue in there and then squeeze it just to kind of get that first hold. I'm gonna take one of my circles. I'm gonna put glue all the way around it and in the center. So this is this one, I glued it. I'm gonna put it on the back, hold it there to glue that together. I knew it was gonna come apart. It was hot. I left it up too soon. That is an 80-watt glue gun. If you're using like a standard one, it won't take that long for it to harden where you can take your hand off of it. But that is an 80-watt, and that is hot. That's an 80-watt glue gun. No, this is a 60. This is 60 or 80. This is a 60-watt. So it gets hot, and it takes it a little minute before it hardens. See, now it's hardened, and I can flip it. And this is why you have to do both sides, because even though you put it on that side, this side will still kind of fold. So you want to basically flatten it back down. And I'm going to take one of my smaller ones here. That is hot. That sucker is hot. And now this is going to stay just like this. So of course that can be any color. Doesn't have to be this. It can be, of course, for a picture. I recommend doing a bigger one, of course. And then this just keeps it together. You can put double-sided tape or mounting, like if it's going to be on something flat, like a wall, you can put double-sided tape on this, or you can put like mounting tape on this to be able to put it on the wall. You can put a little tab here if you want to hang it. So I create like a little tab that you can put there, and then put attach your string to the tab, and then you can hang them. I've had these hang from ceilings before. So that is one. Okay. And then now that this one is done, I'm going to take this and go like that. I try and get it to stick a little bit with the glue and try and keep it together before I put the paper on the back. That is hot. And when you put it together tight like that, let's say you don't want to put anything there because you kind of created the tightness with the glue inside, and then just put this part on the back. It's stuck. It's not going to pop up like it would if you just put this. It can kind of pop back up the other way. So I glued it. It's just a little bit of glue in there. It creates a spiral. We can put anything, even our bows from yesterday. That one's kind of small for it. Let's see. Where is my big bow? Bam. So my paper bows, you can put a paper bow on there. You can put anything on it. And then let's take this one. So now this has a bigger, and this one will be great for like the family pictures because it's a bigger circle. All right. Now I'm going to do the ones where I'm going to score it. I'm going to cut this one down and score it. I forgot that this was going to have the white border around it, and I didn't account for that with where I put the design. I'm going to just cut this one down to, let's see. I guess just split it in half instead of trying to, don't want to just split it in half, I guess. Or do I want to do 6 inches? I mean, I could make, I don't think I'll have enough runs. If I left this one big, I don't think I'll have enough runs to go all the way around because I only cut 4 of these. Or I can cut it down to like 12. Or you know what? Let me see. If I do it this way, this is 17. Oh, but I cut that one the wrong way. So like I could score it this way, but then I only have 3 of them. Let's see if it's enough. I'm not even going to cut this one down. I'm going to leave it at 11 inches so you can see how big it is. Hopefully it makes it all the way around because I'm missing the 4th one because that one I cut the other way. A bone folder is best, but I don't know where my bone folder went. So I'm just going to put this on here. I'm going to use a dowel rod that I cut down. And the scoreboard, of course, is a lot faster. So I'm going to do this at 1 inch. And you're just going to go straight down. Oops. All right. This is kind of hard to do in this little space. Go down my 1 inch. Don't put too much pressure. And then just line one of these up to one of the other numbers, just that you know that it's on an inch mark, and then finish the rest of the lines. right, so that's one. Oh, wait. Got a lot of these to do. Sit in front of the TV with your scoreboard and just go to town. Oh, shoot. What did I just do? Ah, I don't know what number I thought I was on. I did it at the 1/2 inch mark instead of the inch. All right, I should have one more of these. Where did it go? Did I print 3 of these or 4 of these? I think I probably only printed 3. All right, I'm going to just have to grab a regular sheet of paper and I'll alternate. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Dang it, I only have 3 of these. I mean, 2 of these. All right, so I'm going to show you the easy way to accordion 4 of these. You're going to do, because you can go like this and go like this, and then you have to keep folding it, right? So you do every other one. So I'm going to fold this one up, go to the next one, fold that one. Then so skip one. So every other one you fold up. All right. And once you have every other one folded up, doing the middle ones will be a breeze. So now you can just gather them. So you're going to go like this. All right, come on now. All right, fold, fold, fold. Oh, wait, I think one of them is off. Okay, wait. Let me do it like this. Here we go. Oh, I folded the wrong one. That's why it was off. So that goes down. I missed one. So it's actually this one. And this one. So I'll show it better on the other one because I missed one. But now they're all accordion fold. And this is what I was saying, like 2 isn't going to be enough. But I wanted you to see how big it will be. And then also the pattern is wrong too. It looks a whole lot better. With this one, the pattern was supposed to flow that way. But I wanted to show the long ones. I should have switched it. So if you're going to print it, make sure that you note which way your pattern should go. All right, so I actually want that to be a valley because I cut it. So I'm going to make this one a peak, skip, 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 peak. And then now, see how easy it is now that I had it the right way? You can just gather it and then press it down. So they're not hard to make. But now I need to cut these down because I'm not going to be able to form it. So let's just cut this in half. Should I try and put it on my... All right. Hopefully 4 will be enough. So hopefully 4, it'll probably be very, very spread out, but 4 will be enough. And where did my double-sided tape go? And you can put them back to back, but when you do that, you end up, especially like when you have colored, like if you're going to spray paint it, well, if you're going to spray paint it, you're not going to notice it. But if you don't put a lot of glue right to the edge, you end up seeing the straight edge and not the folded one. And this is a peak. So I like to do it this way so that it's always a true peak at the top and you don't see that straight edge. So I like to put them one on top of the other like that so that you still have a true peak. That was supposed to go the other way. So was this. It was supposed to go the other way. So let's see. I'm going to have to flip these the other way. When it's, like I have this ugly cut edge. So that's the only reason why I want to flip it. If it was just like I did the other one, it wouldn't matter which way you did it. Like you can just easily flip it. Like you could just turn it upside down and it would have fit in there. But because I cut it and I have that ugly edge, I need to reverse the order so that I could create the peak. And just make sure that it lines up at the top so that the top of your rosette lines up. And try not to go too far over. I'm just going to cut this out versus me trying to pull this off. I'm going to trim this way a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't go too far into the valley so that it'll actually still peak and valley. Oh, this should be long enough. Actually, this might be, yeah, I actually really only needed, I can do one more. So the difference in using one more is going to be just, like I showed in the beginning, how deep the peaks and valleys are. So if I were to connect this now, oh, come on. I mean, it's good peaks to it. Over here, it's spread out a little bit, but it's good peaks over here. So I definitely need this fourth one. So 4 was going to be enough. And rather than redo this one, I am going to just, oh no, I can do the valley. Duh. Just put it on the underside of this one. Or put it on the top of this one. I didn't have to flip that one inside out. right. And then we're going to take these two and put them together. You can kind of let it flare out some too while you have it glued together. Huh? Now, how did you end up like that? Okay, wait a minute. Peek. Now, I have no idea how this ended up out of whack. How did all of my peaks and valleys end up out of whack? What did I just do that fast? Okay. Because you're supposed to be a valley. You're supposed to be a peak. I don't know how my peaks and valleys. Oh, that last one that I put on. I was supposed to. That's okay. I'm going to glue this side down. Wait, did I do it the right way? No, wait. Valley. Valley. Peak. No, then it was right. Oh, come on. Why is it? Okay, valley, peak. Valley. Peak. No. What the heck? Why are you off? Thank you, Mother. So I'm just going to glue those two pieces together. And I have to flip it so that I can glue this side down. Because that sucker's hot. And now that one's done, where you can print whatever pattern you want. So let's show you all of them. And that's all of my paper rosettes. So they're not hard to make at all, especially if you get the fans, and these can be spray painted. So these are the temporary like paper blinds. They're $5, and you can make really, really big ones with this one. So these are the paper fans. They're already done for you. Or if you want to do color cardstock for smaller ones, you can do them. You can also layer them. So these are all too small. That's why I wanted it to be bigger, so that I can show that you can layer them. And they're so pretty. This one you can't really tell, but they're so pretty when you layer more than one on top of each other. And like when it's smaller than the one in front of it, it's really, really pretty. I've done them where I've layered like 3 to 4 different colors, so you can definitely layer them, and then whatever you want as your centerpiece. If you want it to look like one solid color, just cut a circle the same color as your cardstock and put that in the middle. And then to mount it on straight onto walls, you can put mounting tape on the back and put it right on the wall. Mounting tape normally comes off without ruining paint, or you can create a little tab to put on the back, or you can purchase the plastic tabs also, or you can just glue, hot glue, and then put a piece of paper over it, fishing wire into one of the peaks, and be able to hang it as well. So you can glue fishing wire to it as well if you don't want to put a tab on it. And these centerpieces were sublimated using laminate on cardstock, and then I sublimated to that. And that's the hashtag. If you do it, you try it out. Hashtag Silaholics Anonymous Craft Month 1, because our first year, and TPTM, the professor taught me. So that's day 2 in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I have to do like this because I would have to completely move the camera for y'all to see me, for me to close out. So hold on. Let's go up a little bit here. And then I'll go like this. Oh, wait, you still can't see me. All right. Woo! What was that? Oh. And I also move my microphone. All right, let's see. I actually can't see any questions because it's so far over there. Oh, did I use my bone folder? It's in here somewhere. I actually don't use the one that comes with it. I like I think it's from Martha Stewart because it has a tip on it and it has like this curved one. I like that one. Zion Imani was actually playing with that one. And I should have stopped him when he was playing with it. My child likes to craft and he had that one. So it's in this room somewhere. Where? I have no idea. But it's in here. So yeah, that's why I was using a stick. But you really can use anything to create those, like, because you're just going down the line. You just don't want anything that's too sharp. But y'all know me. I couldn't find my bone folder. But thank you guys so very much. Day 2 is in the books. And tomorrow is purses and handbags. Yeah. So 3D purses and handbags is tomorrow. So it'll be one where you like literally glue the entire one together. And I'm gonna do most of that off camera because it is a lot of steps to cut the base of it and then have the decorative pieces. So that is a very lengthy process to look at all those pieces and what you want colored and the colors of like the straps and stuff. That is a long process. So I'm not going to do all of the cutting and assembling on live, but the one for the just box where you create a box. You can do a gable box. You can do just a regular box. And then you do a print and cut of the designer bags. I will do that part all on live. So tomorrow is handbags. And then Wednesday is bookmarks. It says 12 on the calendar, but homegirl from the VA told me my appointment was today, but it's actually on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I probably won't be home by 12. So I changed that to 2. So on Wednesday, the live will be at 2. All right. Any questions? So no, I'll show you again. You can use them. I mean, if you figure out a way to stand it up and create a base for it, can you use them as centerpieces? Sure. But I normally use these and hang them on the walls. So I use them as backdrops. Oh, mommy, we can probably make, because I have all of these what's the names to fill in if you didn't want to do your paper flowers, because we are short on time. We can actually spray paint these and make paper rosettes. And that would be a good idea too. Well, no, you're going to use it for your fashion show. I was going to say we could have used different pictures of Sharon Robinson with like all the pictures y'all love to take. We could have put pictures of her in the middle, but you can mix these with the paper flowers so that we don't have to make so many paper flowers, mommy. We can do some paper rosettes and some paper flowers for her backdrop for her anniversary party. What you think? Let me know what you think. I'm pretty sure you're going to call me afterwards anyway. So we can do a mixture of them for the backdrop because it will help fill in the space and you don't have to do as many of them. Like you can do a cluster of these and then do clusters of smaller flowers on the ends and stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways to dress it up. But I mainly use them for backdrops on walls to help fill in space. Yep, she says glue a skewer to the back and then stick it in styrofoam. And you can actually do it that way. And so that you don't see it, you can put like colored paper on the back, or you can do 2 together. And oh, that would be pretty. I would probably use a flat stick. But you have, no, because you know what? You have the peaks and the valleys. So you can definitely glue a skewer in one of the peaks glue the other one to the back, and now you have a double-sided centerpiece. So if you're going to do that, make sure that you have a peak to where this will be the correct way. So yeah, you definitely can do that also. Glue it in there. Glue the other one to the back. And you now have a double-sided centerpiece. You can add smaller ones around it. You can add a tag. You can add a paper bow. So yeah, once you have them made, what is my favorite saying? The possibilities are endless. So you can truly unlock your creativity with this one. And if however you guys use it, don't forget to use the hashtag. Even if you don't do it like right now, you do it a couple weeks down the line, couple of months, don't forget TPTM, the professor taught me. All right. My mom said, sounds good. Less work. I will post it in the comments. I definitely will. I will post the supplies for this in the comments, along with the links so that you know where to go at. Like I'll look for them I got these from Home Depot, but I'm pretty sure they're on Amazon. So I'll look for Amazon links for them, but you can go to Home Depot. They sit like in a little metal bin. It's weird where I had to find these at. Kind of like by the blinds, but there's like a little register there, and that's where these were. They're $5 for the blinds. They had white and gray at my Home Depot, but they do come in black. And yeah, and then the rest of it is just paper and adhesive and glue. So I definitely will post it as a comment as I'm sitting in bed tonight watching Outlander, because we're about to start season 5. So I'll do that while I'm watching Outlander. All right, y'all. So thank you so very much for joining me for day 2. I was going to say, oh, I completely lost my whole train of thought. I'm hungry, y'all. I'm hungry. I'm about to be hangry. I'm very, very hungry. The prints. I don't know where my sublimation paper went. But there's no ink left. So go get your Change the Game sublimation paper from our website, shop.silaholics.anonymous.com, along with your sublimation ink. And you can do this. They really make your pictures pop. If you don't mind that gloss effect. Someone asked about matte laminate. I don't know about matte laminate. I will try that and see if I can find it and do it so that you don't have such a shiny look. But if you want a nice, shiny, glossy image on it, you can definitely use laminate and sub it right to it. All right. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Check out the website, shop.silaholics.com. If your subscribe button is red, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, duh. Visit Silaholics Anonymous' YouTube as well as Honestly Speaking's YouTube and subscribe and hit the bell so that you're notified whenever I release new content. All of the lives for this week are up, so you can hit remind me so you get a reminder. And yeah, continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace. And I did not forget about you, best friend. I will inbox it. I'm not going to put it on there what these are, but I will inbox what these are. But these are from Wally World or Target. They're Kiss, but I'll send you an inbox. Okay. All right. Later, Miss Kathy. Later, people.